Today, I am talking about how not actively pursuing your dream of living abroad can be robbing you of one of the most transformative life experiences you can have. This topic has come about based on a number of people who have reached out to me, and one common theme that I've noticed over the last 4 or 5 years, I don't even know how long it's been since I've been talking about moving abroad, but I am a South African Canadian who recently moved from Canada to the US, and I have previously lived in Europe. And one of the biggest things I hear from people who reach out to me about moving abroad is how much fear of the unknown holds them back from actually taking any action. So if you want to move abroad but you have let fear hold you back, just know that you are not alone, and let's chat about it. Let's chat about it today and how you can work to overcome it. Because leaving everything you know behind can be very scary. You may worry about your financial stability, loneliness, failure to make things work. The list is endless, and our comfort zone gives us a sense of security, but it can also keep us stuck. So staying in the same place, whether it's mentally or it's physically, can lead to regret over missed opportunities amongst a whole lot of other things. I don't know how many people have told me they want to move abroad, but they haven't done anything about it. And a big part of that is the uncertainty. You don't know what's going to happen. There's so many moving parts that you really have no idea how they're going to turn out. Moving abroad does come with challenges. It comes with a lot of challenges, but it can also come with great rewards like personal growth. You could get to have new perspectives and a life that is filled with a lot of adventure. So when I look at my experiences living abroad, I realized how my life has been one big adventure. I visit a lot of new places almost every week. I see a bunch of new things, sometimes very strange things that I've shared on different social media platforms. Sometimes it's things that I look at and I think I would have never guessed something like this even existed or was even possible in this world until I broadened my horizons. The thing is, life will have its challenges, regardless of where you live. They just seem a lot scarier, in my opinion, if you're going to be far away from a larger part of your support system. But you can overcome your fears by planning your move. I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people are not doing, and not doing properly, because I think there's a certain level of I am planning, but your plan is not giving you the sense of calm that a proper plan would. You may have financial fears. For example, this is one of the things I hear quite a bit. People share that, okay, I have financial concerns. I ask at times, have you considered the cost of living in the country or the countries that you want to move to? And I mean actually worked it out to see what it would look like for you. I don't mean just reaching out to someone who lives abroad. Maybe they share about their experiences and then you're asking that person, what's the cost of living like? Your lives are very different. How you live your life, even where you currently live, is very different to how your neighbor might. There's certain things that are going to be similar in terms of costs, but a lot of times people just listen to what other people are saying and then they're like, okay, that's too expensive. And then that's it. That's the planning or research that they've done. When you look at the cost of living, it's very likely going up even where you are living right now, but that's not stopping you from living. You adjust and you make it work as best as you can. When it comes to the financial concerns again, what is your plan? How are you planning the costs that are associated with moving abroad? Because the reality for a lot of people is that you are going to need some funds when you're moving abroad, even if you are being relocated by an employer. Maybe you've got a job that offers relocation support. The reality is that for some jobs, even with relocation support, you may still need to have that initial amount to maybe book flights or book a hotel or find permanent accommodation before that company relocation package kicks in. Too many companies have been burnt by people who accept offers, receive relocation perks before they actually move, and then they just don't show up to the job. They do not show up. My first job or my first moving abroad experience was with a company that was in Europe, and they had a relocation package, but you only got to get that relocation package, I think it was after a month or maybe 2 months. So you had to book your own flight, you had to pay your own accommodation for the first few weeks. And when we asked why that was the case, because some people may not be able to take the opportunity on purely out of the financial side of things not making sense, they essentially said they used to give people the money to relocate or the package for relocation upfront, but there's a number of people who would just not show up. So for a lot of people, the whole relocation or moving abroad thing is not so much about finding opportunities or finding visas or getting approval rather for visas. They get approval, they get jobs, and then fear sets in and they're just like, nah, I think I'm not gonna do this. And then the company, if they give their relocation package up front, now have to spin their wheels trying to get their money back. And that's not to say every company does things that way. You will still find companies that will give you some of the perks up front. Maybe they may book your hotel, they may pay for your travel, and then there's a portion of that relocation package that you're going to get once you've started working. So different companies will do things in a different way, but a lot of times you will need to have some type of money up front to be able to do certain things that may not be covered by that relocation amount until you actually have it. So what is your plan? And if you don't have one, it makes sense for you to have financial concerns. Another one that I hear quite a bit, and it's a fear that you may have as well, but it's a fear of not being able to secure any employment. With that as well, what have you done to try and secure that employment? What is the process and the strategy that you've been following to try and find a job in that particular country or countries that you are looking to move to? A lot of times there is a lot less action that people have taken when they say, I don't know if I'm going to find a job or not. What have you tried? Or I've just been sending a bunch of applications, just blind applications online, and I'm not hearing back from anyone. People who are in those countries, already based in the countries that you're trying to go to, are also not hearing back from anyone, just putting in blind applications. So the gap might also be in the way that you are looking for these opportunities. The reality of it is nothing changes if nothing changes. If you're going to continue doing the same thing, you are more than likely going to keep getting the exact same results. So ask yourself if your actions are matching to what you say you want. And ask yourself if you're using outdated methods. It may work, but it may take you a lot longer than if you were implementing somewhat newer strategies that are working a lot better for people who dare to implement them. And I say dare to implement them because so many things seem a lot more challenging, a lot more scarier to do when they're not being the thing that is done the most. There was a time where a person would be working somewhere and then they go put a good word in with their manager or their supervisor and they say, oh, bring the person, and that's how you would essentially get the job. That evolved and it changed into different forms. And now we are at a point where you can still get a job in that way. You can also still get a job by sending blind applications. But when it comes to getting a shot at getting opportunities that you want, one strategy that is currently working a lot better than sending blind applications or waiting for someone who is going to introduce you to their supervisor who might be hiring for a job is building your personal brand and digital presence. So I know you've probably heard a lot about personal branding and how important it is and getting yourself out there, but it can help you get the opportunities that you are looking for a bit easier. If you are someone who is putting in blind applications and you're not getting any response, you haven't spoken to a recruiter at all, you're not able to get any interviews, there's a lot more recruiters who are spending their time looking for people who already meet what they are looking for. When they look at your profile on whatever platform they might be looking on, they are reaching out themselves to people who match and have the skills or the experience that they are looking for. And I am speaking about that specifically from a personal perspective, a personal experience. It's something I've shared over the past couple of years and it is still working to this day. Some people I know may not want to have that digital presence. I definitely don't think it's a requirement for every single person to succeed in doing what they're trying to do. I know of a number of people who have even moved abroad and they don't have much of a digital presence, if any at all, and they've managed to do quite well for themselves. Some have started businesses and their businesses are thriving, and you will not find them on social media if you look them up on social media. So some people have their businesses on social media where you can find the business on social media, but not the actual person running the business. So it's definitely not a prerequisite, but the number of people who are actively trying to build their personal brands in this way that is going to help them set themselves apart from the competition. So other people who might be looking for that same exact opportunity, the ones who are putting themselves out there there are going to have an advantage over the ones who don't. More especially if the way you're putting yourself out there aligns with the kind of work that you're looking to do. It makes it a lot easier for the people who are hiring for that job to see that this person would actually be able to do it because we are already seeing them do it. So it's less risk on our part. And then to the people who don't want to do the whole online presence thing, you have to be a lot more invested in meeting people in different ways. So are you willing to travel to attend events where you can meet people in the industries or the spaces that you want to be in? Do you have funds that would be required to do that? If you're going to cold DM people, maybe that's the strategy you're thinking. You're not necessarily going to post things on your profile, but you're going to find people and you're going to DM people. My question is, and again, I'm not saying people are not going to respond, but what is the likelihood of getting responses to cold DMs you send to people on social media when there's virtually nothing showing on your profile about who you are, what you do, or what you even care about? I honestly think there was a time where cold DMing people worked a lot more than it is now. And again, I'm not saying it's not working right now. It is, but you just may find that you will send those messages out to a lot more people than you're going to get responses from people. Why? A lot more people are doing that. It gets to a point where we're not saying something doesn't work, but there's so many people doing it now that the people receiving these messages, whether it's recruiters or hiring managers, instead of having maybe 5 people in the past that would be reaching out to them in a week, maybe a month, when there weren't as many people doing this, now they could have 10, 20 people every single day trying to get a piece of their time. So you just want to be mindful about those things, that if you don't have anything on your own profile and you're trying to reach out to someone to ask them for their time, what is going to make that person look at your profile and think, oh yeah, I want to have a conversation with this person? And if you're not cold DMing people and you also want to be moving abroad and already have opportunities aligned by the time you get there, how exactly are you planning on doing that if you're not online? Because how are people going to find you? So it will become more and more difficult to cut through the noise of trying to get the attention of decision makers, especially for those who are not willing to show why they may be worth having a conversation with. And if you have a wide network, you can definitely tap into that. They can do warm introductions to decision makers or key holders to decision makers, the people who you would have to get through to get to the actual decision maker, the ones who may be running their social media platforms, and tell them about people who are reaching out and say, hey, we got this message from this particular person. Do you want to have a conversation with them? There's people who are going to be blocking that, and it may even be artificial intelligence as things keep evolving. A person may set their AI agent, who may be their virtual assistant at some point, to look for certain things on profiles that reach out to them. But yeah, that may be me getting a little ahead of myself. But in any case, if you do have connections and a network that can introduce you to decision makers that could help you accomplish whatever goal or reach whatever goal you're trying to get, that is a great asset to have. Tap into it. But for a lot of people, especially if you're looking to move abroad and you maybe don't know anyone in that place, you don't have any existing network to tap into, building your digital presence may be your best shot in getting those opportunities that you are looking for. Building a basic online presence can act as a 24/7 networking tool that works for you in the background. I've shared how this has been the case for me, and it's still true to this day. Building your own presence online can help you showcase your skills and your experiences in ways that help you stand out from the crowd. It can also help you build connections with people in your target industry or country. But if you continue to shoot in the dark with your job search strategy, you will continue to have fears about finding a job abroad or opportunities, any other type of opportunity abroad. So whatever you may be feeling fearful about when it comes to moving abroad, creating a detailed, actionable plan is what will help you reduce or even overcome that fear, because it will give you clarity, it will give you structure, and it will help you feel like you are more in control of an uncertain situation, because moving abroad can be an uncertain situation. There's a lot of things that you just don't know. So if you've been dreaming of moving abroad, but you feel stuck, you feel overwhelmed, you are unsure of where to start, you don't have to figure it all out on your own. You can work with me one-on-one to help you navigate the challenges of moving abroad and create a clear, actionable plan that will be tailored to your goals. So if you want to work with me on moving abroad with a plan, complete the form in the description of this video. I've also pinned the link in the comment section, and let's see if we are a good fit to work together. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let's do thumbs up. There's that thumbs up thing that shows up. I wonder if that shows on the screen, but thumbs up. I'm tired. My hand is tired. Let me change hands. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. My name is Busi, and I will see you in the next video.
Thank you for watching.